buddy.
Brian,
Yes.
you do it.
You do it.
Why?
Because you're so well known for having a great memory.
It's a good comeback. I can't counter that.
No, I'm kidding. We encountered some space pirates, some kind of cult-like space pirates, and defeated them. Kind of our side gig before we go on our alien art ship mission. So we did a little protection run, and we protected the hell out of well, not we, mostly Bernard and Carl. I didn't do too much.
It's true. It's true.
So we got some bounty from these cult-like Reaver type space pirates, and we went back to oh my god, what's the name of our station? It's not Tyson. Oh, Douglas,
Jason?
you watched Epson? I forget. We're back at like
I wrote this down.
Thank you, Doug. I forget.
Where did all my? I think all of my cards are.
Except all my notes are gone from.
Oh no.
Characters.
That's weird.
Even if you edit, they don't reappear.
They might.
Go to Evernote.
Look blank to me until I edit them.
Genius. Really do need to check out this.
ISS 463.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're hearing that. You know, if I just try to hit my push to talk in the other program, it prints a bunch of zeros.
You could use like Control. Is generally what I would use, or Alt. Some non.
Yeah, let me change that.
ASS what? Or
463.
463.
Terrible name.
Interstellar Support Services or something like that. Industrial Support
acronyms.
Services.
The future is acronyms.
It probably is. Between zillennials and the government.
Zillennials? What is a zillennial?
Zillennials.
Is this the new
Smooshes
moniker
them
for
together.
Gen Z? You're just smooshing them together? Okay.
You're
Got it.
smooshing millennials and Gen Z together. One combined mega generation.
Does this work?
Better than what boomers called themselves. The greatest generation. The hubris. The hubris.
No. That's the boomers' parents.
Oh, even the hubris. How do you...
Anyway, try again, Doug. I didn't...
Sorry, I'm being a jerk.
So this is working right now, right?
I hear you fine.
Yeah, you sound perfectly fine.
Now I'm going to jump over to Chrome and see what happens.
Okay.
Is it working now?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's fine.
Oh, thank you, Michael, for the alt thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can use non-printing keys. That stuff.
Nice. It's like being on a CB radio.
Breaker.
Over.
You are 5x5.
5x5.
We got a great big convoy.
Not a great movie, honestly.
I liked it. With Sam Peckinpah, I think.
Maybe we had watched Smokey and the Bandit too recently and thought we were getting a different experience, but
oh no, it's a little different in tone. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking.
So yeah, you guys were hired or I guess took on the job of escort for a colonial supply run in an effort to recoup some of the costs of your most recent purchase. During that escort mission, I guess to everybody's probable surprise, I'm sure you were all very, very surprised that you were accosted by some pirates. mid voyage on that supply run, that colonial supply run. The orbital station there was able to verify your contract, close the escrow, and yes, all of you would have uh, got your reward. What's the word I'm looking for? Your payment. Your contract would be cashed out, leaving you with, I don't remember. I told you last time. How much money was it? Like 20,000?
No.
I didn't put it in the
So
chat.
we got
60
like
Oh, you put it in the chat.
68,
Okay.
Yeah, it's in
like
chat.
68, 67,000 each.
69,750.
That was it.
Total between all of you.
That was
No.
everybody's share.
Perfect. I don't want to give you guys too much money. You bunch of so and so's. Ignore that. So yeah, I won't directly take you guys to your next mission unless you are fully set, but I don't want to deprive you of an opportunity of doing whatever at an orbital station out here at I believe I called it Tau-Epsilon 73. Believe.
Sure.
Is
That's
there
what it's
any
called.
chance of hitting a spa real quick before we go so
Spa.
Carl can relax a little?
Sure. I mean, there's definitely, we can do some shore leave. You guys would. I mean, I don't take my word for it, crew. What? How would you spend a short stay over at the Tau-Epsilon Orbital?
How long are we there?
However long you want to be.
Is there ammo to buy?
You will be able to find ammo. Yes.
I'm gonna replenish.
I would say this is a what a C-class port. Rundown, out of the way outposts, refueling stations, and forward military outposts. You can find Class C ports on any frontier settlement or rim space backwater. Minimally staffed, minimally supplied. So, yeah, you could get some basic, ammo and stuff like that. I don't think that's unreasonable. And some kind of R&R. What are you, a spa, huh?
I said just
Let's see.
I forgot it was a shore leave is what they called it. So
Yeah, and that would be. Wow. Why is it? It is significantly more expensive to get relaxed out on an X class. That's awful. Anyway, you're on a C class though. So 1d10 times 100 credits. How does this work again? Relaxation C sites, grab some drinks and a few night bunkmates. Are you trying to seek tribute? I guess what are you actually trying to accomplish ultimately? Because I think relax is for stress.
yeah, I'm trying to relax so that I can reduce my stress. My stress is at 8 right now. So
Ooh. Car's a little testy.
yeah.
Okay. Spend your port class
You can
required.
see
Go ahead.
that stress ball is going crazy. Like, you think he's gonna pop it?
Yeah.
What do I roll? Sorry.
It looks like it. For Class C relaxation, it's 1d10 times 100 credits. So it's at most 1,000 credits, I guess. Okay.
Would it be 500 credits?
500. Yeah, an easy peasy 500 credits. Okay, go ahead and spend your port classes required credits and make a sanity save. If successful, convert stress into points of sanity, fear, or body saves.
Critical fail.
Oh man.
On a failure, you relieve the stress rolled, but don't convert any into saves. So you just relieve 2 stress.
I relieved 2. It said
Can you roll
how
a
much I
5?
rolled.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't. Oh, sorry.
Michael.
I was looking at the wrong thing.
So what do I?
How could you possibly? I just read it verbatim. On a
Could you have
failure,
88 stress?
that's what I'm saying. On a failure, you relieve the stress rolled, but don't convert any into saves.
Well, don't forget that your comfort is supposed to be added to it. So it's like your
That's true.
stress plus your comfort from page 10.
But all the rolling's on page 26.
Yeah. We talked about how shitty this is.
Relatively safe
And you
places.
can also
could
get
just
an
say blah, 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 blah.
advantage if you have sex, use drugs, drink, pray, or put your feet up.
Well, I'm drinking.
Oh,
I
I'll
was
go
gonna say,
day
he's-
drinking with you.
Let's go.
He's
I have
probably
to.
if drinking can be involved, yeah, that's a good relaxer for him.
Sweet.
But
I would say you could find booze on the orbital. I'm not sure you can find prostitutes or I mean, you may be able to woo a bunkmate of some sort at the bar, but
I mean, it doesn't have to be all of them. It just has to be one of them, right? Like
yeah.
drinking is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you combine them all, you just go into a stupor.
Right? Like I was gonna be like, that kind of seems a little more stressful than.
Now roll from performance anxiety.
Oh God.
Disadvantage because you've taken 4 different exotic drugs. No. Okay. So he's supposed to get a bonus here of.
Yeah.
So I'll
Depending
say
on-
30. So the target would still have been like 56.
Sounds right. And he should get advantage if he's day drinking with us.
Okay, go ahead and roll again.
That's better, I think.
Why didn't it actually show up? I saw it roll.
No, it didn't. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, heck yeah.
That is a success.
Yeah, it's definitely a success.
All right.
So now I have
now
to
I
go
have-
back to page 25 and recite what you were supposed to do now. Oh, sorry, 26 and 27. So, if successful, convert stress into points of sanity, fear, or body saves. On a failure, you relieve
Oh.
the stress rolled, but don't convert any save.
I don't understand what that means.
Yeah, I'm
So you get to
still.
add points to your sanity, your fear, or your body saves based on what you roll. I don't know what the roll is though.
That's what I mean. Like,
Is it the
Where is
saving
it?
roll? 26 or 27?
Yeah, I just don't see where the part is specifically about the
Yeah.
saves.
page 27 under relax.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Section shore leave. I apologize. I don't know. I'm. Some of these rule things are actually frustrating me, but because I don't.
Oh, I think I get it.
You
So
convert your stress. So that I take my 6 stress that I would go down and I can put it into my sanity, fear, and body.
yes, that's what I
Sorry.
think it means.
Is that what you were-
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think we got it at
Doesn't
the same
feel
moment.
super intuitive as written, but
No, it doesn't. You have to read it 6 times first.
yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
ritual, Michael.
that's right.
So he takes that 5 and adds it to. What?
He can take the
So
5 and distribute the 5 points between his sanity, fear, and body to improve them. That's how earning stress allows you to improve yourself over time.
Gotcha.
And if you fail, nothing bad happens. You still lose your stress. You just don't get to improve
just
your
don't get those.
sanity, body, and
Yeah, you
fear.
can't add to those rolls.
Okay.
So my next question is, you can still only have a minimum of 2 stress. So does that mean that he only gets to use the 3 to distribute, or does that mean that he gets to distribute all 5, but he only goes down to 2 stress anyway?
Oh, see, I would have said I'd only get the 3.
That was my
In
first
that
thought,
situation.
but
I was,
then
I
I'm
was
not
8
sure.
to 2, so for me it's 6, but it's still a decent amount either way. But
I think
no,
that's
I
the
was looking
save
at it.
though, right? That's the payout that you get to distribute all those. So if he was at 8 stress,
Yeah,
and he rolls successfully, he goes down to 2, and the difference 6
which is 6.
is what he gets to distribute between sanity, fear, and body. If I'm
Okay, yeah,
if I'm
that's what
interpreting
I
you guys
was.
correctly. Okay.
That's what I was thinking. I would also like to de-stress a little bit.
Perfect.
I am day drinking with my pals,
Her new pals.
friends, friends that will blossom my whole life long.
As
Stop
long as
using
that may
flowery
be.
metaphor. But yeah. So do I basically just do the same thing? Is it plus
100%.
30 and I get an advantage? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what was the D10 part?
How much it costs?
The 1d10 times 100 is how much it costs. How many credits?
Okay, I'll do that part first then. Doot.
Oh, I have that. Okay.
And then I just
Excuse me.
roll. I click on my sanity.
Yes,
I
on the
choose
title.
advantage. Okay. Then plus 30 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me.
Ooh.
But at
You
least
still-
I'm less stressed out.
Yeah, you're less stressed out.
Yeah.
You didn't learn
I do
anything
like
from these
this
chuckle.
one doesn't hurt you at least.
Right.
Just costs the same amount. It
Yeah.
doesn't hurt. It only hurts your wallet a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, I would have only gotten 2. I wasn't that stressed out. I just wanted to feel even better.
Well, and Carl had
so
to
how much-
overcome a lot more things stress-wise. You know, he had to deal with murdering humans, then realizing that they were just mutated humans, and so he felt less, broken up inside. So there's a little character development, So
Yeah.
Because fuck mutants.
yeah.
Um,
fuck it.
So I rolled a
You're
3.
different.
What does that mean it costs?
300.
Okay.
You
Gonna
just
go
paid
do a
for
little-
drinks. You just paid for a couple drinks. Is anybody else stressed or need any R&R, or now given the new knowledge of how these rolls work would like to?
Fail a bunch more so that I can get more. I want to level my guy up a little more.
Sure, yeah, we'll get stressed out as heck.
Right?
How's Bernard? Does he need to leave?
Bernard leaves and then comes back with yet another giant duffel bag. That's it. That's all he does. My stress is only 3, so that's nothing.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
But I'm pretending that's not even there.
I would have had him grab me some ammo as well. So.
Okay.
And I had him pick me up a new combat shotgun.
Was there something wrong with the last one?
Give it to
I
me.
gave
I'll
it
give you
to-
700 for it.
Yeah, I would
I'll
say
split your
shotguns
new
are not
shotgun.
exotic in any way, and they will be easily procured here. Along with ammunition.
I have a question.
Yes.
So this is a different. This is kind of like just a low-level way station, right?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to learn field medicine. I'm still a little fuzzy about to acquire a new skill.
Okay.
You take 5 shore leaves to learn a new skill.
Okay. And
Does
you
this?
go ahead.
Because the last time I paid 50,000 credits, it's is that we figured it is to get expert.
Yep.
I'm still okay, but it takes 5 shore
It was
leaves.
So
it was 50,000 for one
Yeah.
lesson, basically.
Yeah.
So
So it's going to be
50,000 each time.
yeah. So you're
So
looking at
about-
a $250,000 bill when you're done,
Okay.
Yeah.
all in.
Does this station have that capability or no?
I mean, I'm saying you're doing remote courses regardless. So as long as you carve out the time and pay the
Yeah,
money, I mean, we can gloss over it as you were just doing study work on during the trip. It was
Okay.
kind of rudely interrupted by some space pirates, but
All right, so I'll deduct my shore
I don't
leave.
think there's anything wrong with that.
All right, thank you.
Any wounds, projects? I guess I'm not gonna do moonlighting.
None for me.
No one's seeking treatment for nothing.
Conditions.
Conditions?
No.
To treat.
Oh. Yes. Okay.
I'm gonna start training in Rimwise because I feel foolish around these military people and wish to learn up. Work my way to firearms.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, knowledge of using guns is real power.
one second.
At least so thinks Flora.
I should do that too since we're actually here.
Let's say if I have time, I would do another one of for my expert.
I mean,
Long way
same.
of day drinking, studying.
Well, I'm just again. I would give you the same deal as I gave Jan in that if you guys were, there's probably some downtime in the escort mission, right? And during that downtime, you would fill it with some personal study.
Right.
Is my headcanon. So that when you finally make it, so like when you make it to port or you make it to a place that can relay all your, an accredited a location that can relay and verify your like you'll take like a test or something. Like you cash in 50K, you take the test and you pass it. And just be glad I don't make you roll for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Kidding. But yeah, when you make it to port, any port, you can take a remote quiz test thing, and I would call that narratively adequate. If that makes sense to you guys.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
much as everything
Yeah.
else in the game.
No.
I'm just filling things out and just writing things down on paper.
That's
as
probably
a
smart.
backup that I understand.
Yeah, probably gonna. So, do you do anything while you're here outside of the shore leave day drinking and your quiz taking? I'm not trying to tell you guys to do anything particular, but if you do want to all trundle back into your ship, you can begin your trip out to this derelict, if you so desire.
Yeah, I don't have any more.
True.
Anything else? Bye.
Time
Let's
is
go.
money.
Time's money. Okay. You pay your docking fees. I'll pretend like I remember what those were, and you embark. It's not going to take you any more than like it's going to take you a week to get out to a point where you can hyperspace jump. It's then going to take you some unknown amount of time because time is all wibbly wobbly in hyperspace. But you'll probably pop out about 2 seconds later. With another probably week of more downtime to this derelict. I assume you guys pass the time with more self-study, maybe some gambling and more day drinking, depending on how much alcohol you procured back at the last station. And when you come into closer range, Mother will contact the crew, informing you all that your destination is viewable. You aren't quite like there yet, but you can do visual analysis of what you're approaching, and what comes back is this. It has a like a almost blobular silhouette. If you'll indulge me, it looks like the reason the profile was indistinct is because it looks like it has angles and protrusions and like a spacecraft, but it is like wrapped in this kind of, it looks like it's been wrapped in, I don't know, like even one of your foam guns, only it looks a lot more fleshy in nature.
How big is it?
The ship,
Relatively speaking.
relatively speaking, let me see if each one of these tiles is supposed to be it's if you were to put a guess to it, it looks like about a medium-sized freighter. It's a step up or two from your ship in size and accommodations by numerous magnitude. Yours is like I don't know. It's a pretty simple ship. What you guys are poking around in, and this is would be the silhouette of something much larger, something that you would expect to have a crew of at least 15, but a much larger vessel overall.
Do we have sensors for scanning?
Sure. And although I've said it twice, I still haven't done anything with the spaceship thing. But sure, go ahead and run whoever wants to. I don't know what skills you might have. But you could definitely communicate with Mother and run some kind of rudimentary scan, try and figure out what's going on.
Flora?
She got the computers, right?
No, I
I
don't.
got the computers.
I'm a pilot.
Oh, you're a pilot, that's right.
But I'll talk to Mother. I do it all the time.
Okay.
Is that intellect?
Yeah.
Smart. It's fine. I see.
Yeah, your sensors show that the it's almost like a kind of grotesque M&M. It looks like there is a almost fleshy outer coating of what is what looks like an old style freighter before cryosleep went into more mass use across interstellar travel, which means it's like a 120-year-old space vessel designed to actually habitate people for long periods of time, and it wouldn't just be basically filled with cryo beds. But it looks like something's wrapped around it, giving it this really strange profile.
Okay, see, so this doesn't look right. Normally, ships are not.
In my head, it's like this green display, and it's like, and it like shows the scan of the ship with more, and then inside it shows like this X-ray of the original freighter profile.
How thick is the coating?
In some of the thicker portions, it seems to be upwards of like 3 or not 3 feet, about a meter, which is about 3 feet, a meter in thickness, but around the general area of it, it's only about, I don't know, a quarter meter thick, not too thick.
Okay, a few feet. And does it? My scanners pick up that it's had an impact on systems? Like, is anything clearly, I don't know, clogged and down or something?
Clogged and down. Go ahead and give me another scan roll.
Sure.
See if you can
So
get
it's
it.
my
You can wean any more.
enhance it.
Enhance it, exactly.
Enhanced.
Nice.
So yeah, it like zooms in, showing you various thickness areas of the shell, and it like focuses in on the kind of the reactor core, would be, and it shows like a little percentage next to it, showing it that it seems like it's been heavily depleted, on only outputting at like 10 or 15% at emergency service levels.
Okay. Well, I will relay that to my team.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any radiation? There's always radiation.
Is there any radiation? Actually, you
That-
do not pick up any like specific radioactive signatures. I'll just use that for technobabble.
Mhm.
I'll be right back. I need water. I'm deeply sorry. I'll be right back. Part of that DM that talks so much problem, I know.
Mm.
How are we going to do this?
I was just thinking, how do we get in that? Do we want to?
So
Yep.
my
We have
thought
to.
is figure out where the airlock is and somebody go out kind of tethered to our ship and use like a hand torch and cut through it. But it also has
That
a
probably
lot
is
to
the
cut through.
best idea.
I
What is the stuff around it?
don't know.
Fleshy.
I'm going to
Fleshy.
see if I can
Yeah.
see if it's organic. Because
That's you, because that's xenobiology and shit.
I know. I just looked at
Yeah.
it. So I'm gonna see if it is. What is it when Michael gets back?
Yeah. It looks fleshy to me, but I mean, I don't know.
Mm.
Flesh has pores. We can just fly right through.
Gross.
Like the school bus, the magic school bus.
Tell me, on what kind of like, what are you trying to wean out of this inquiry, I guess? What are you trying to learn about this layer, this shell?
I'm going to use. I'm intrigued now. Flora telling us information to see if it's organic. I'm going to use my exobiology. I'll just
Sure, go ahead and give me a xenobiology intellect check.
Okay. Stand by.
Oh yeah. As you guys continue to get closer and your sensors are able to pick up more and more data both visually and able to pick up kind of the just the overall topography of the of what's wrapped around the ship. It definitely has all the trappings of organic, and you can, as you kind of have come in closer, your your visual scans are able to pick up like this almost semi undulating nature to the thing encompassing the thing enveloping the ship.
Now that we know that it's like a thing, does it have a head?
Going to see if it's
No. And given your 36, Eon, I can tell you that it comes off amorphous, kind of blobular. I don't want to call it a gelatinous cube, but yeah, it has a very amorphous amoeba-like kind of
such a question.
body.
Is it an actual ship or is it an organism? Is it both?
There's
Is it like
something. Ship is inside of this fleshy
inside of the
thing.
thing? Okay.
Yeah, it's about a quarter of a meter to half a meter in there.
And you
So
recognize the ship skeleton that you see inside of this, right?
Oh yeah, it's a C-32.
Yeah, an old C-32 class interstellar freighter. Like over 100 years old. Like 150-year-old model.
So
could find a way in.
Somebody poke it.
Well, I more want to like hit it with something or slice into it with something to see if it heals. Because if we go in and it's gonna seal around us, I'd like to know that before we go in and then try to get out.
I like the way you think, Carl.
Doesn't our ship have weapons of some kind that we have already used?
Yeah, I made claim that you had what were effectively like micrometeorite, lasers, kind of close defense.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That sounds like a good place to start by just shooting it.
Sorry, it's just Doug's response. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, could we do it in a way that we
excuse me,
more do a glancing blow so we're not directly shooting the ship? You know what I mean? In case
Yeah,
it
I
goes
do, and
through.
I think I pick up on what you mean. Give me Here's my thought process for this. I totally understand what you're trying to accomplish. My question is, actually, I'm not gonna ask a question. Flora, give me another intelligence check. Go ahead and do it with advantage. You have a relevant skill. Go ahead and use it. Huge. Jeez, you smashed the shit out of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's an old C-32. She's like, you can actually tell, like this is the old, this is where the cockpit would be, given the silhouette. She's like, I mean, it's all blobular, but she can show you that. Remember, I was talking about those thicker portions where almost 3 meters thick. She can point you at some of those. She's like, yeah, this is just like, it's created webbing around this, uh, like this antenna array, and it just kind of created this big blob of flesh. And she tells you that you could easily just shoot there, and it would have very little overall, negative impact if something fucks up.
Yeah.
It's like shooting womp rats back home.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll shoot it, and like I'll wait for the doctor to give me the thumbs up, so I know he's watching,
Yes, please proceed.
and then I'll shoot it. Would that be combat, military training?
Sure.
Combat
Military training.
Army training.
with
sir.
combat, I'm assuming. Because
Yeah.
I can see what it is. But
Oh, and I probably should have said with advantage because you had all that great intel from Flora, but you ain't gonna need it. It it very clearly, I will vividly remember this memory for the rest of my life. I went to this sushi restaurant, Concha Sushi in Anchorage, basically every week because I was young and made too much money for everything I did. Anyway, and I remember Yuri, the sushi chef, and he pulls out a giant clam, and he slaps it against the cutting board, and he cuts it. It's like this thick, almost cube of giant clam, and it starts to curl up where it got cut. It clearly just reacted to him cutting it because it was still alive. And I know you don't have this in your head, but it's this kind of it's this thick, fleshy. Have you ever had octopus? You ever had sushi like octopus or anything like that? It's basically like octopus in its texture, and it just curls up on itself after you shoot it. Almost exactly like Yuri would demonstrate for me at the Concha Sushi restaurant. As the laser slices through the kind of thick, fleshy, membrane like structure, it curls back in on itself, and it starts to heal a bit, but it looks obviously scarred from the interaction. Also, because of the energy discharge, it also seems to be moving ever so slightly in a general direction towards your ship.
the blob is.
Back up.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Beep. Beep.
This is where the line just got crossed from. This is fine. This is just space stuff to weird stuff, and Singletary is starting to not have it.
Yeah, I guess my question is, what would that cause a panic, a stress response from any of you?
Fuck yeah.
I guess take a stress from it.
Carl, no.
Okay.
Carl was really cool when we were dealing with the fungus stuff and everything.
Oh yeah.
He was.
Well, I would say no. This wouldn't be a stress-inducing for him.
Just another fucking day out on the rim. Okay. I don't know what your stress is right now, but go ahead and roll. Wait a minute. When I apologize, I need to remember the archetypes better. But as a military, when you're stressed, you didn't panic though. Whenever you panic, every nearby friendly player must make a fear. I guess just take another stress, Bernard. But how would you react to your fellow crewmates if you saw that? I mean, you just saw this this point defense laser, take like a swipe at this kind of fleshy membrane that's wrapped around this old interstellar freighter, and it just curled up on itself, and it kind of clearly felt wounded, or gave off the impression that it had some kind of reaction. Do you make an exclamation of some sort to your other crew members while you all witness this? Kind of in my head, you're on some kind of bridge, and you're all kind of clustered around, staring out at either a view monitor or whatever the glass porthole or whatever at this.
The second it started moving towards us, Singletary would have taken a step back and started slapping Flora in the shoulder, going, "Back up, back the fuck up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up." Probably too hard.
That does sound like a panic check, though. Go ahead and roll a d20. I don't expect you.
Is this panic or fear?
Fear.
Sorry,
Think?
fear?
Fear?
What's the difference between fear and
Panic is when you have to roll your stress.
That's the big one.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll fear. Or roll fear. Why is it not updating it? There it goes. Okay, you're okay. You're still okay. I mean, it's a composed panic. I guess
he was taken off guard. He was just startled by slime moving in space.
Yeah, exactly.
Towards us.
He's shaking me, but he's still giving good advice.
Yeah. He's
Fair.
fine now. He's fine. I'm fine now. I'm good.
Still
I'm
giving
good.
We got some
advice.
distance. We're okay.
So yeah, Flora, you would react how? To
I would do what the military guy said.
Fair enough. Jan?
Carl takes more shots.
I'm gonna use my zoology to study of life to see is this like a cellular type thing? It's just basically a big blob of cellular material. Does it have any sentience? Is it just, or is I'm not really wording it correctly. If it's just like a cellular organism, like what we put on a petri dish and sculpt out.
Like a big amoeba.
Yeah, amoeba. Thank you. Could not think of the word.
Mhm.
Some scientist. I didn't do too well. So I'm going to see if it is just amoeba-like or possesses more intelligence or sentience than that.
Yeah, go
Like,
ahead.
it was just a reaction, or is it gonna now it's gonna attack us? So I guess zoology or exobiology. I don't know what would be the right one.
Is it
alien?
exo? Is it exobiology or xeno?
Exo.
It's exo.
Exo is the study of and search for intelligent alien life. So I guess that would be...
So if you're trying to ascertain whether it's intelligent or not, then I would say that, yes.
Okay.
More than zoology.
Thank you. So zoology. Oh, no, wrong one. Disregard. Exobiology. Be the intelligence system. Let me see what they can see. Oh, I think that is wonderful. Yes.
Yeah. Given its kind of reactionary response not being, which is to say it only really started moving towards you guys when after or directly after you shot it, and the fact that it doesn't seem to be, what's the word I'm looking for, active, I guess is a way of putting it, you pretty well ascertain that it does not seem to be intelligent, or at least not intelligent as you would know it, or would kind of be able to actually make out.
Just another quick question.
Sure.
Would you be able to determine if it's something that came from within the ship? Did the ship have something that manifested this, or is this creature just like glom onto it. I don't know if we'd be able to determine that. Like, say they had some kind of cargo on this ship and something went awry. Or did this thing like a Star Trekian type flying amoeba, space traveling amoeba?
You directly, I do not think would be able to figure that out. I think if you were to ask your pilot to do another scan to try and something, even maybe you can help her or give her an idea of what she might be looking for. What kind of statistical anomaly she may be trying to figure out, or just tell her what you're looking for. She might be able to figure that out for you with an intelligence check. I guess you could too, but she's been doing all the scanning.
Well, let her do that if that's okay with Flora, and also if it's parasitic, there's some kind of parasite. I don't know if that helps us in any way, shape, or form.
So what am I looking for here?
To see if it came from the ship, like if it.
No, but I think that was Pilot Miller asking Dr. Yan.
Just to see, perhaps, is this an anomaly from the ship that has some cargo or some type of...
Oh, okay, so then it might have bloated out of there, kind of
Yes.
thing. Okay.
Yes, so to use it, but I could bloat it out.
Yes. The bloated out.
Then an intellect roll again, or...
Sure. Yeah. So far, so good. No, in fact, when she scans, she knows these old C-30. What was it? C-36. These old C-36s only had one primary point of egress. There was a single airlock. It was actually considered one of their greater downfalls because it only had one loading and unloading area, which became very cumbersome over time. Anyway. And she's like, well, look right there. And she points, and it kind of, in my head, it's like this is all alien, old kind of weird retro tech where it's like, bloop, 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 and it like zooms in, and you can hear what sound like a broken cash register going crazy behind it. And it kind of fills in this green screen. And it shows all of the airlock is fully secure, 100% fully secure.
Okay. So it appears this thing just...
Is there any hull breach if we go all around it?
Given the full encapsulation of the vessel, it would be difficult to tell if there was an actual hull breach. But to the best of what Flora scans, the inside seems what's the word I'm looking for? Seems to be pressurized, so it isn't
digesting it.
Hey, speaking of pressure, though, is it like crushing it at all?
No, does not seem to be. The outer structure of the ship itself seems to be handling the 0 and 1 atmospheres it was designed to handle. Sorry, there's this quote in Futurama where the spaceship is going into the sea, and someone asked Farnsworth how deep they can go, and he's like, I don't know. I designed it for 0 and 1 atmospheres. This is like sinking into the treasure. Anyway. Sorry, Brian, I cut you off.
Can we just shoot it a bunch
Nope.
until it's dead?
I was gonna say, Carl's shooting it. He is shooting it. He didn't stop shooting it once he saw it move.
Oh, okay. No, okay, then give me another. Well, actually, you don't have to give me. If you continued to like try and, I guess,
once he saw
carve
that move,
off,
like the first one, The first one would have been like the test shot, see what happens.
Okay.
Sees it move and then starts coming towards the ship as we start backing away. Yeah, he's gonna start firing on it.
Okay.
I feel like the gun position is not in the on the bridge for some reason in my head, but yeah, I'm probably in that same room, but
It's all good.
I am firing on it. So
Don't get cocky, kid.
no, I keep thinking like Millennium Falcon, where they're in different spots and you're actually in the pod.
Well, in my head, this is what you're doing is effectively like I don't know, like you're trying to carve the turkey, right? You're trying to cut chunks of this fleshy mass away from the main structure, right? The hull of the C-36 freighter.
Yeah.
And you're going along. You're it's actually working just fine. You're able to cut off like whole slabs of this creature or whatever is surrounding it. And as they kind of float away, you kind of don't think anything of it, and
Are they starting to move?
a minute or two later, as you continue to carve away, you start feeling first and kind of hearing these kind of wet thuds on the side of your ship as
Oh, I
the
don't like that.
chunks begin to adhere themselves to the
I'm gonna
hull
try
of
and
your
move
vessel.
away. I am going to without warning my team, I'm just going to attempt to move that ship here, me here.
What can you say that that ship hear me here? What?
Oh, that was the sound of quick movement away. Sound of momentum.
As you do so, you in my head, I guess in my head, I'm telling you all what's in my head. In my head, you for lack of a better term, put the pedal to the metal to get to GTFO. And in doing so, you find that the response to your inputs have become muted. The vessel.
Shoot it there, shoot it there, shoot it there.
The ship does respond. Your ship, I should say, the one you're piloting, Flora, it does respond, but it responds very sluggishly.
Yeah, like there's a flesh thing stuck to it. Yeah, like that.
And as you do so, you notice that your reserve energy, as you pump power into trying to get away from this vessel, seems to be getting siphoned away almost vampirically.
Carl shuts off the power immediately, like just instantly goes and shuts off, like throws the switch.
Kills
the power to the whole ship.
What the fuck, Carl?
Yeah, that thing's trying to take our power. I'd like to not be derelict here. Like, let's go out there and try to get rid of this thing and come back. And then we still have power. Is my hope. Because I think that's what happened to that ship is they just got drained. It was something Mike said when we first shot that the power it was starting to come towards us. So
can we do something to like?
It made me think.
So,
what?
Crew, as Flora has put the pedal to the metal and tried to back away from this ship, Carl makes the reasonable assumption that the sluggish response of the ship is due to something being siphoned off, and I mean that's what I said. So, and his response was to basically push the big red button that says stop,
I assume that she said she called out our reserves are dropping or draining or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, so that, but
No, absolutely.
I mean, I
And-
didn't say she said anything. but
Well,
never
I
mind.
guess that's a
that is
question.
true.
Like,
I think
You
it
are
would have
right
been
there.
obvious,
You are
though.
there.
fair
I think
enough.
it would have been obvious, like flickering light or some shit anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean that adds the MS. Yeah. When she pushes the pedal to the metal, like the lights all like the whole ship kind of begins to dim, and it's sluggish, in response.
Shit, I just thought I was pushing it too hard. All right. Thanks,
Um,
Carl.
But Carl does the emergency thing, and he does like an emergency shutdown. How do the rest of you react? Bernard?
Bernard is looking between Flora and Dr. Jan, hoping they have an answer. 'Cause this is way outside his wheelhouse.
Or does not look like somebody who has answers.
Shit.
So we have how much of the entity glommed onto our ship? How much of it is?
Oh, we don't know.
We don't know.
How much of it has any of it left
Yeah.
the first ship
Exactly.
to glom?
Let's see what percentage, so we could calculate.
Percentage. Okay, let me get my calculator.
Well, I did a quarter of it, a third, an eighth. I don't know.
It was
just
pretty thick and chunky. I would say if we're given a percentage, maybe 15-20% has been dislodged. The wounds that were left by Carl, excuse me, seem to be scarring over but not filling in, if that makes sense.
Doc, get up there with your flamethrower.
Yep.
Is the flamethrower going to work in vacuum of space, though?
No fucking clue.
No.
It's a
You're gonna
space
say no?
flamethrower, so yes.
Well, rockets do.
That's a chemical
Yeah.
propellant, I guess, but which
Space
generally provides its own
flamethrower.
oxygen, usually in compressed form.
Yeah.
So does this flamethrower.
Very briefly, though, it won't sustain a. I mean, sure, it should sustain lots of flames, and we can fire all the things.
Well, I do have a hand welder.
Yeah, I got one too.
I think that might be like Firefly when they in the first episode when they're going into to salvage that ship. They had like the little hand welding things. I don't know
Yeah.
that. Do the trick.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a. So I assume you put on a vac suit.
Yeah. Oh, this is disconcerting.
Do you
Scott.
want?
We'll just watch him float away.
I suppose with the two of us, it'll make quicker,
I could go
right?
with you, yeah.
If you want, or you want to just, I'll try it, and if something goes haywire, at least.
If you both do it, I'll give you advantage on the roll.
So if there's a mishap, then be like, all right, fuck it, don't go out. How do you get it? Unless there's somewhere we could like, rig the ship to. Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, I'll go with my advanced suit. Do I want to go with the advanced battle suit or the vac suit? I think I'll go with the vac suit.
Yeah.
That'll have more.
So what would we roll for this to cut? Intellect, combat.
Yeah.
So
It's probably intellect. It's a hand welder to.
My thought process is that you are relying on your. Remind me what zoology is exactly, but
That's the study of life. Exobiology is alien life, basically the search.
Okay, so using your understanding of parasites and zoology, I'd make this an intellect. In my head, it's more of like a surgical. It's kind of a very rough type
Mhm.
of surgical procedure that you're doing on your ship itself to
Okay.
dislodge these chunks. But the problem becomes more that once they are dislodged, nothing really stops them from just flipping around and glomping back onto another chunk of your ship.
Hmm.
And you will, if you go out, you can roll this, but you can go. I won't make you roll. You do this successfully, but that exact scenario happens. You watch it kind of float off briefly, flip around, and then like a low grade magnet, it slowly but surely ploops back down on the
Mm.
ship in a different location.
Gotta polarize the hull.
That's just my next thing is to do something antimatter matter. Electric BS. Okay. Back into the ship. That just did not work.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Radiation.
So perhaps. So I guess we go back into the ship and figure out plan B.
At least it didn't glom you.
Yeah, it didn't attack us.
Maybe I should have had your roll.
No, no take backsies.
Well, it might. Maybe it only is drawn to a certain kind of power, not the what electrical impulses we emit as human beings.
Hey, that's
So
a good
maybe.
point, though. Since we turned the power off, did it continue as? Did anything change in its
Mm.
rate of attempt?
Oh, that's right. You did turn the
off?
power off. So I'm going to retract what I said. With the power off, you do see that it floats away, kind of unattracted to your. My apologies. That it does float away. Um, you know, in retrospect, do give me that roll, Brian, with advantage
Okay.
because
No.
you're with Carl.
What am I rolling now?
Intellect,
Okay.
and you can use your zoology.
All right, stand by.
Thank you for
Probably
reminding me the ship
should.
was turned off.
Goodness for Carl.
I'm using zoology. Okay. Come on, Tamika.
Woohoo.
Tamika.
Okay. All right, here we go. Yeesh.
Okay.
Okay, advantage. Yep.
Yeah, both of them are successful. Yeah, you are able to dislodge it. You know, you kind of surgically remove this kind of blubbery chunk of flesh from the side of the ship, leaving only the cleanest of wounds that can be easily rewelded back. And it does. It tumbles off into space, kind
Mhm.
of under its own, not under its own propulsion, but just kind of tumbles off into space.
Okay. So it doesn't want to come after us. Like it's not interested in us. So
Right.
this is good.
Nope.
So whatever power we're admitting through our back suits or
I will openly admit to you the roll was to determine whether or not it came back at you, and kind of blorped onto your suit itself. But
Okay.
no, you are able to dislodge it in such a way that it floats off away from you and Carl.
Mm. So there's a possibility it could.
Okay.
This is what I'm inferring. Perhaps we did it such a way where it couldn't.
Right,
Well,
that's
Keep that.
I'm wondering
go ahead.
what can we make a almost like a mine or something that will give off a pulse of energy to get it to go to it.
Oh.
A drone.
Yeah, like, but would it'd have to be something big to get it off the ship?
Probe.
What do you guys got? What can you makeshift? None of you have jerry rigging or jury rigging.
No.
No.
Maybe there's something else you want to try. I'm not trying to steal an idea away from you. I'm trying to like
Yeah.
hypothesize
just-
with you guys. Like you could use the ship itself as a lure, whether you want to do that or not.
Nope.
No.
I would like to just remind everyone that we each owe 1,080,000.
Yeah, but they can't collect if you're dead. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but I neither want to lose the ship nor die. You understand me? I want cake. I want to eat it.
One thing I would like to do is the globs that are near the ship. I'm assuming the ship is still kind of drifting away
yes,
from the other ship.
yes.
The globs that we got off the ship, and we got all of them off. I want to do something to push them away, make them move away faster. Even if that is like, I pull out my shotgun and shoot them to like kind of give them that force to fire like move farther.
Do shotguns work in space? Same question about the oxygen
Right?
thing.
Yeah. I just thought about that after I said that.
I would say no, but that's just me.
Now,
So
modern
space bullets.
modern
Yeah,
ammunition
they work.
contains its own oxidizer. So
Oh,
That's
Modern.
what I'm reading too.
Oh, okay.
I would say
Oh, yeah,
SMG
built-
even would a bullet in a casing.
Yeah, everything's
It's gotta
self-contained.
be airtight. Yeah.
you know what? That actually makes sense for.
It does because
Space
they would
warfare.
need to. Yeah, the brass would need to be sealed anyway, so it probably wouldn't have access to oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
Fuck
shotgun
yeah.
will work. I don't know if
Kablooey!
shotgun shells would work so much, but we'll allow it.
Right. There's
I have a
slugs.
question.
Yes, sir.
When the amoeba, when the chunks came over to ours, did it leave spaces in the other one, or did it just fill itself back in completely, a little bit thinner in places?
That one. It did not fill in. It kind of I want to. In my head, it's like a scar tissue, like self cauterized, leaving kind of large chunks of it missing but scarred over.
So there's no obvious holes in the amoeba to the ship.
No.
You haven't shot the scars yet.
Carl,
One
were
of-
you
well-
aiming for the area that Flora would have pointed out as being the primary or actually singular airlock into the ship, or were you just going at the thick chunks and?
When I
chunks.
initially was cutting it off,
Mhm.
the first shot was the test one. The second shot would have probably been. It would have been more towards the front where we're starting to get thick and come towards us, probably.
Okay.
If I
Okay.
think, because that would be the biggest threat to him, is that bit.
Absolutely. So yeah. To answer your question, Bernard, no. No. Direct. Carl probably exposed some of the exterior here and there. The flesh that he carved off did not I want to say creep across the hull in the places that he exposed, but it did. The chunks of it that were still, cohesive and still attached to the hull did scar over. So, I will say that to answer your question, yes, a little chunks here and there were big enough and did expose some small portions of the main freighter hull to you.
So all we need to do
So-
is shoot enough chunks without using power to cut a hole in the airlock so we can put the ships together without using power. Go over there, take everything, and leave without using power.
Yep.
What about a solar
Well-
sail?
Again,
Yeah, whip one out.
Can we just deploy our solar sail? There's got to be an emergency backup system in these ships, so I would say they have a solar sail.
sure, but the problem is you can't run the laser without power. You can't.
While we're out there as well, I want to use my vibe shetty and slice one of the pieces in half.
I'll allow it. I'll say you were fucking with it before, with the vibe shetty before the slices were sent adrift into space.
Because one of the things I want to see if I go through, so like we've been shooting it with fiery stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where I cut it with the vibe shetty, I'm assuming that's more just a blade through, not any other effect. Does that seem to scar as well? Or no? Trying to figure out if wounds scar or if it would come back together.
Trying to think how a vibe shetty actually works. A vibra shetty actually.
I think the idea is that it's vibrating so fucking fast that it burns as it cuts through you.
Okay.
That's what I've pictured.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is fine. My thought was, does it emit some kind of energy, and will it glom onto it and then suck your vibra shetty dry? There's a phrase I never thought I'd say. No, you can slice and dice it. You're trying to ascertain what about it though?
I'm trying to figure out if any wound through it is causes it to scar up, or if like just because we're using fire
I
or
gotcha.
energy type stuff is what's causing it to scar. Like if I slice through it, do those two pieces just kind of go back together?
They don't just go back together, no. They kind of curl into their own like chunks. And they do cauterize in a very similar fashion, self-cauterized is, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
Heal over, scar over, from your vibra shetty wound.
Okay.
So I just made the puzzle. I didn't actually have any idea how for you guys to figure this out. So I'm kind of.
All right. Yeah, then we send everything away. What?
No. So you're just like kind of you're shotgunning actually the big chunks away, like shot put the duck hunt outside the ship.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Just
I'm
without
swinging
the
that move.
mischievous dog. You guys can get back into the ship. Your own ship, I should say.
Never left.
Without any trouble.
Okay.
But you guys are kind of sitting there dead in the water.
Can't we plug back in and everything's fine?
We.
Did I miss that part?
It's a little farther.
I think we should probably. Well, can we put like very little power on, like just enough to power our really basic impulse thrusters and kind of.
Yes. That's a great idea, right?
I'll allow it. Yeah, why not? You can yeah, you can crank things up to the bare minimum for, the added the maneuvering thrusters
Hmm.
while leaving. I guess the question is for me, Flora, what are you trying to accomplish after you turn? What I'm getting at is like you 100%. You can just it is a very modular system. It's one of the beauties of this particular ship is that yes, you can turn on the thruster subsystem and go true manual with maneuvering. And put off very little energy or whatever.
Okay. My
I
goal
guess generate a
specifically
very minimal
is,
electromagnetic field. Sorry, go on.
yeah, so my goal is to try and get as much distance as I can before we power up the ship. And I don't know, are we trying to get into that ship, or are we trying to just not die here?
That's where all our money is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we.
Does anyone have an idea for getting into that ship?
If we get our distance away from it, is there a way? Now, I'm not a scientist. I only play one on Mothership in real life. If we could shock its system such to disable the organic amoeba to
So-
overwhelm it.
I don't want to completely cut you off, Jan, but I do want to say to you, Jan, Dr. Jan, this is pretty new stuff. Which is to say, as far as you are aware, there are no known interstellar species like this. You are fully aware of, parasitic type alien species on other planets. Again, so I believe I said previously that sentient life itself is not even relatively rare. As far as you guys know, humans are all that's out there. However, there has been a lot of lower life forms, things that are, no more complicated than moose or sheep or any other kind of animal, have been found, all over the place. Some more hostile than others, same as Earth. But nothing that you're aware of that it travels interstellar space that survives directly in interstellar space.
Well, if there's a way we could capture some of this might be our prize. With this globular amoeba-like thing. But this is like
You're insane.
Oh, he's just a scientist.
I'm just putting it out there. This is unique. There's been no recorded history or information of a species like this traveling in interstellar space. So I don't know. It's something to think about. And if we blow it up, maybe we're lucky we take some back.
Well, I mean, there was stuff on the ship that we could have gotten samples of if you wanted samples and put into sealed jars and stuff.
I do have a sample collection, but I didn't think of that.
Oh man, I don't think there's anything wrong. If you want to try and bring a sample back into the ship, sure.
A very small sample.
Okay, but you're keeping that contained.
Yes, it will be contained, and it will not
Okay,
be.
because if you do not keep it contained, both you and it are going out of the ship. Okay.
We're taking one last trip through that airlock.
We mock what we don't understand.
There's no mockery here.
Yeah.
Just honesty.
Just deep concern.
Just honesty. Yes, very small sample, very secure.
So.
All right, kill it. Kill it.
Like
all we humans do is kill new life. So just kill it. That's all we do. Destroy.
So if we have a sample.
No, I just, yeah. Don't know how to get this off the ship.
So from all of my scans, do I have any impression that there's anything still alive on the ship?
No,
Do I know? Okay.
but also no.
Okay. Hmm.
Certainly nobody's radioed back and said, "Hey, what's up?"
Right. Eating my pen.
Can't talk to this thing.
No.
What if
I
we
mean-
literally like throw a flashlight at it and see if that's
Oh, I have a flashlight.
to draw it away?
How I break fans. I have a flashlight.
There's got to be some power module doodad thing on the ship that we could send out.
Yeah, like the microwave or something.
Or some kind of power source, like a battery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like
Advanced battle armor, Carl.
He just looks around like,
what?
what other things do we have?
Let's try to.
No, we can't. If we thought that was enough, then yeah, we could.
But why is it still clinging to the ship if it's 100 years old?
I think
its
it's
power
waiting for
another source.
The model is 100 years old, not the ship, right?
The
What I
ship
thought.
itself is old. It isn't necessarily the model is over 120 years old, but the ship itself might not necessarily be 120 years old, but it is still very old, all
How could you
considered.
tell?
But they're still in use, though, right? So
Maybe. I mean, in the same way that your ship is still in use, it's still in use because, I mean, there are still people out there driving, Eagles and stuff like that. Old ass cars that nobody. In that same fashion, it would be considered vintage at best. But sure, some old timers may still tote around in them.
was it reported by was it Young's contact?
No, Eugene,
Was it reported
buddy.
by Eugene to be in the state it's in now?
No,
it was a weird
Yeah, go ahead.
alien, odd, salvage type job. He didn't know anything really about it.
So we didn't even have a description of the ship in the blob in any way, shape, or form.
Not really.
Eugene
We
told.
had like a blip.
Yeah, Carl.
Was it right?
Yeah, Eugene told him, told Carl that the ship didn't match any known profiles, but they weren't able to get close enough to give any real, scans. But it did not match anything in the databases. But that said, as mentioned before, it has taken on a wholly kind of foreign silhouette or shape from its its previous form. So that kind of I guess vague information from Eugene seems pretty spot on. Because yes, I mean it is a ship, but they really couldn't figure out WTF, why it was so weird looking, and so he gave you the tip. What kind of experiments do you do any experiments, Dr. Yan, to this fleshy chunk? Try and figure out what it does and doesn't like?
Yes. Very minimal. Because I have a sample kit, but they only could do so much.
Sure.
Well, I guess while they're trying to figure out how to disable the blob, the other ship. But I will do that because maybe this will give us some insight.
Is the sample inside the ship?
I would presume yes.
Yes.
I don't know.
Used to research xenophore, blah blah blah. Can take vital signs, DNA samples, collect other data on foreign material. Results
Does
may
that
not
take
be.
power? Is that power? Are you putting power there? What?
True.
Hmm.
No, I thought Pilot moved you guys away.
She did.
So there's just this one little blob inside.
There's a little
Yeah.
blob,
Yeah.
so whatever it could try to.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So to clarify, my concern is that if that thing needs power, it will get bigger. I'm not worried that the other thing will come for us. I'm worried that this is how the problem started.
Well,
Or
okay.
how.
So now in my head, you're all in some kind of maybe not the bridge, but some other
There's
like
a command center on it.
I would take it away from the most direct power source, like away from the engines, away from parts of the ship that would contain more power. I would go maybe into.
you isolate it in kind of
Hey!
the center of your cargo hold. Go ahead. Sorry, Flora.
I was just gonna say, why don't you just take it to the airlock?
Yeah, you kind of.
I could do it. I could do it. Take it into the airlock. Okay.
Huh? Well, I'll just be on the other side here.
With your finger on the button.
Right, I was gonna
Yeah.
say don't mind my hand on the button.
I understand this precautions. And has it changed anything since it's been? Obviously, there's been some power emitting the ship. Has it reacted to it? Has it grown in size? Has it moved, undulated, changed color?
Again, we're going back into Michael's head. It's like this glass cylinder, right? And both ends capped off, and the two ends are projecting this kind of field that centers it in the glass cylinder. And so you can watch it and observe it as you put certain experience to it. And as you were walking around, you could kind of, as you were holding it, assuming that initially you didn't directly isolate it in the airlock, you kind of walked around with it and looked at it for a minute. You felt the, I want to say like micro tremors almost as you would walk by light sources after Flora moved your ship away from the other vessel and turned the power back on. You could feel it almost like vibrate with micro tremors. And then as you would walk by certain light sources, you could feel it kind of almost tug. Not like hard or anything, not like it would actually pull you away, but you could feel like do you know what haptic feedback is on your phone when it like vibrates when you type or stuff like that? You feel like these little tremors as you move by some of the brighter light sources and move into the airlock as you isolate it in the airlock with you. What kind of experiments do you do on it, Dr. Yan?
Well, I want to get it.
Before
It's. Oh, go ahead.
I was seeing that, or do you say something?
It's a good question,
About
Jan.
that?
Do you
Yeah,
Do you note
I would.
the-
Yeah, I would tell them what's going on. I keep everybody in the loop. There's no
Okay.
reason
Can we
not
take it near
to.
the engine, but keep it dark?
Take it
the
near the
engine
end.
dark or the room dark?
No, the room dark. Take it near the engine.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
okay
you want to
with
see
me.
if it's more about light?
Yes.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay.
Yeah. As you kind of bring it near your power plant, your engine, it does not pull you in a specific direction, Jan, but it does. It gives, like I said, those like haptic vibrations, those like micro tremors. Like it feels the energy kind of moving in the room, but doesn't follow towards it, if that makes sense. Like in my head, the engine is giving off relatively speaking, such profound electromagnetic radiation relative to like light sources and stuff that the room itself is just this ambient EM field that it kind of vibrates in as you bring it closer. But when you would pass by light bulbs and stuff like that, the more isolated electromagnetic fields that they would give off would kind of as like a flower would pursue the sun over time, you kind of feel the object pursue the light sources, probably the electromagnetic kind of field.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's attracted to light.
Well,
Touch a 9
power
volt to
use.
Touch a 9-volt to it.
Right?
You wanna-
Or like stick a plug in the wall and cut the insulation off and then poke it with the wires.
Okay.
Or put it in the
You could rig
microwave.
up.
Straight out of the thing, just heat up the little wire.
Yeah. Just gotta figure out which type of energy.
Just tase it, bro.
All right, so we'll get a battery, and I'm sure we could. Do
What
something
happens
like
with
that.
the welders? Did the welders do any damage?
They caught her. They had a very not very. They had effectively the exact same reaction as when Carl was slicing off bits of the greater creature, the greater mass.
So heat does do damage to it.
Yes, that is a very reasonable assumption. Yes.
Just have to afterburn it. Fly the ship up, spin
There
it,
you go.
Mm.
hit the
Oh,
nitro.
yes.
Hopefully not blow the other ship up.
That is interesting. Perhaps we could try this.
Yeah.
So yeah, because that's a lot of heat and
Is it?
fire.
We all say yes. The one who actually has to do it has not responded yet.
Oh.
I mean,
It'll totally work. We used to do this back on
okay.
or blah 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 blah.
Why should I do it? Why do you think it'll
use
work?
the engines to burn the blob.
Burn a blob off the ship, right? Basically.
Yeah, I heard the idea. Why do we think it'll work?
Because we cauterized it with the
Burn.
hand welders.
It makes
Okay.
it burn.
Because we think okay. No, I get the logic, I guess. Just I'm worried that turning the engine on will have.
Well,
Sure, let's do it.
If we come in quick and do it, I mean, we were up close to it before it really did anything.
Relatively
put this
speaking,
in
yeah.
How
Got
close
it.
were we?
we were close to it.
I don't
30
remember
meters,
being- Okay, 30.
100 meters, 300 feet.
Seems awfully close for two ships. Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me.
I'll put the sample in the airlock just in case. If you're very comfortable with it, if there's any problems, I will jettison it into the deep lack of space.
But you can keep your sample. I just okay. Here's my thing. So our idea is to try and cauterize it. How do we cauterize enough of it? It doesn't just drop around us with its not cauterized part.
Do it more than once really fast.
Yeah.
Strategery burns around it, like. And then,
Right. No clue if it'll work or not, but
Are you doing it, Flora?
Yeah.
what's the rest, Scott?
Yeah. What was that? A yes or a? It's a reluctant yes.
I mean, I don't have a better suggestion other than, hey, let's take the sample and not be here anymore and see if we can sell the sample. My crew doesn't seem to want to do that one, so.
yeah.
I didn't know that was an
I
option.
mean, I didn't
talked
think
about
about that as
leaving.
an option. Yeah,
I
yeah,
talked about leaving,
yeah.
and people were like, "No, our money's in
Yeah.
there," and I'm like, "I mean, it's right there."
Well, is our That's actually a great question. Is the blob more valuable than the ship itself?
Right, and there isn't anything stopping us from bringing it back and then coming back.
That's
Yeah.
right. We have the coordinates. We have information we can tell the guy.
This is true. This
I
is true.
mean-
We can actually come back prepared for getting to the ship, potentially even.
On the other hand, out of character, that's not the fun version. So we could just do the fun cauterized space.
And just walk up to the front door with your crowbar and open
Do
it
you
up.
have a crowbar?
Well, why don't we try the experiment? If it works, then we know we can come back. I mean, I don't know.
True.
I mean, we don't unless we get some more intel on what could be inside the ship.
Your experiment is burning off part of the creature from the side of the ship.
If this works, then we could get more fuel type things, burning things to do it. Come back, get the proper equipment.
Okay.
If this works, right? So we do two things: we conduct an experiment, and then.
Flora, are you doing this?
Yeah. I usually play my characters with too much survival instinct, and that's not as
If
much
we're
fun.
leaving anyway, you just go past and we just don't stop. We just.
That's true.
Yes.
I have to look out the rear view to see if we do work.
Yeah, Flora's doing that one.
So Flora, she's like kind of almost shaking her head. She's like, "Okay, boys," and she flips all the switches on, like all but like one of the switches on like a subsystem control panel, and the whole ship just kind of shuts off. And she goes into manual mode as she kind of approaches and settles the aft of your ship where the main engine exhaust, the wash from the engine would come out, and she said, and she like kind of, and you kind of position the aft of your ship towards the the airlock door in an effort to kind of burn away the creature from the access area. Flora, you kind of begrudgingly flick on all the subsystems and kind of not say a silent prayer. Maybe you more curse them under your breath. You think this better fucking work. And you do two things. You push the reverse thrusters at full, as you then also push the forward thrusters at all ahead full. In other words, you're trying to stay as stationary as possible as you burn off this kind of fleshy membrane from the side of the ship. And go ahead and give me a piloting check.
Sure. It's intellect, right? Yeah.
$23. Flora, yeah, you're actually able to get a little involved with it, and you kind of rotate the butt of your ship, the aft of this ship, and it creates this charred hole in the fleshy matter on the outside of this once freighter, exposing the airlock hatch to to space, to you guys.
Woo! Oh my God, Carl! I gotta stop doubting you.
You can take off, or you can capitalize on this moment. It's up to you guys. There's only 5 minutes, basically about 5 minutes left in the session tonight. But if you tell me what you do, I can be a little more prepared for next session.
I would like to start by trying to scan the ship while it has a big hole in the flesh thing to see if there is any life.
Mm.
You do not detect any at least, how can I put this?
Ugh.
Life is a nebulous thing.
Is it to Mother, though? Because I think to
Is it
Mother
to
life
Mother?
is humanoids, cats, and dogs and stuff.
Then the answer to your
Life
question,
support?
no. Mother does not
Right.
detect humanoids, cats, and dogs and such on the other side of that airlock or inside the belly of that beast, so to speak.
Okay. All right. Who's dead?
They're just dead, is that what you said?
I said their crew is dead.
Presumably.
That's what Flora is telling everyone.
Oh, okay. My bad.
She believes that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do we do it again to clear more of the ship and
Flora awaits orders.
Can we dock with that ship at this point?
I would prefer to
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm not. If I'm just wondering if it's feasible, even on another run, if it's dockable.
To directly answer your question, yeah. No, you have exposed enough to dock your ship or presumably any other ship to this vessel.
Well, how about this? A tether. If I got into a vac suit and went to the ship to get in, could that be an option? Or to
Sure.
get to?
You want to go in?
Real close, right? Anyway.
So in my head, Flora did all of this. She burned off a huge chunk, exposing the airlock door, and she then promptly shut down all the subsystems. So you guys are effectively sitting in emergency light, because otherwise the object would probably go back to pursuing you all. If it, you know what I'm saying?
See, I assumed we got to a safe region and then turned
Oh,
around and looked
that's
back
fine.
at
If you wanted to like move away that makes sense too. You moved away afterwards after you burned off this chunk, and you're kind of reassessing the situation at a safe distance.
Yeah, that was what I had envisioned in my head.
No, it works perfectly for me.
I don't think we could have convinced Flora to not do that anyways, so
Flora wants to live.
I'm wondering if we try it again. And
All
do
right.
more.
Flora will listen to Carl much more readily.
I think that was actually Doug's plan. Like, I don't know if it was Sagan saying it because I don't know if he'd want to.
No,
but
Doug had the afterburner. That was his.
yeah,
So
that was
Bernard
Doug's plan with the afterburner.
Bernard's just like, hey, burn it with the
Flamethrower in
Bernard, we're just saying.
flamethrower. Talking about flamethrower in space. So Bernard
He
Singletary
probably
came up.
played with explosives as a kid, like the household explosive.
Right.
So
I mean,
credit
Carl
goes
is
to
taking explosives classes, so he's in that mindset too. So
Well, you already
But-
gave it away. Flora will
Yeah.
listen to Bernard far more readily now. What do you think?
Do it again.
All right.
yeah.
Got this.
You can kill the whole fucking thing.
Like another sweep.
That's
Burn.
Carl's idea too. They're
Back
thinking
and
too.
forth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move you all in here because I can, just so you can all see. But the only person actually in here, I guess, is gonna be Sagan. Is it Sagan who's doing the trip?
Well, we're gonna burn it first and then see.
What do you mean burn it first?
We're trying to
We're
burn
doing the
more of the
afterburner thing.
flesh. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
want to burn more of the flesh shell.
And then decide what we're gonna do.
Okay.
And either way, I would go with Sagan.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
at least if not me, Bernard can. What I would think we should at least have one of us go with him.
Absolutely. Flora, given your previous role and your piloting skills, I mean 23 is really good. You can repeat this process ad infinitum as you see necessary.
I turn it into a flesh lace.
A flesh lace? What does that mean?
Like, I don't know, like a webbing, lacy flesh thing instead of it being a big glob. I've made lots of little holes, so now it looks like a lace. I don't
see.
know.
Yeah, you kind of pop market, turn it into Swiss cheese kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like burn off some known area, like sensor arrays and stuff like that. The biggest issue is that it, from your previous scan, is that it is running extremely low on power. It is barely able to sustain itself.
My
Power.
ship?
No.
Okay.
The
C-22 or C-32.
C-32. Yeah.
Okay.
Space jump it. Your car.
I see what you're saying.
Could we? Yeah, fire it up.
But we are
Go
at
back.
the 10 o'clock. Do you guys have an extra hour? I mean, I can continue to play. But I know,
No,
yeah,
I don't.
you guys have schedules. So
Yeah.
You guys have schedules.
I hope you guys had fun unwrapping this mystery. Yuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wrote a short story the other day that I said, not even short story, it was like a little vignette thing I had in my head, of a mimic spaceship derelict the other day to Brian and Grace.
Baker.
So I'm pretty sure that they have some spidey senses going off, but I assure you it's not a mimic.
I actually didn't at all and wasn't even thinking about that a little bit in relation to this.
Oh. But now you
I
are.
should have.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I had fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'll bring you all
fun.
over to the ship we never used, which we'll start off next session with.
All right.
Adventure.
Oh no, the airlock.
Did anyone get stressed out at all? We were.
You guys
No.
rolled
Real
like
good.
mothers, like 34, 23, 16, 26, 37, 12 and 6. Someone rolled a 12 and a 6. Flora. 36, 28. You guys.
Hike.
29. The only person that messed up was Flora with 82, 89. I don't even remember what that was. I think we had you
It was
re-roll
my
it.
comfort roll.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
But Bernard, you took one at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Seeing
He had
it, I
he
think.
stressed out, but that was like
Stressed out.
forced stress. That wasn't actually a bad roll. That was just him
Right.
narratively reacting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're all pretty chill.
Stupid RP.
I hope you guys had fun. I had a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Always.
Thank you.
So thank you all, and I hope you have a good evening.
Yes.
See
Good
y'all
night.
later.
Thank you.
Later, guys.
Take care.